Welcome back. You're watching the Fox Business Network. We're coming into the bottom of the hour. Joining me now is former top congressional investigator Sam Dewey. Hey, Sam, it's always great to have you back on. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki getting blasted for trying to claim she did not know about a widely publicized Senate report by Senators Ron Johnson and Chuck Grassley on Hunter Biden's shady overseas business dealings when Jen Psaki talked about this same report in December. Why is she claiming she doesn't know about it?
I really don't know, and it is, quite odd to have talked about a report in December and now claim that you don't know about it. I can only speculate. I can say that generally that sometimes a strategy that's used when there's a report out that's thorough and detailed, like the one that Chairman Johnson and Chairman Grassley put together to try to ignore talking about it, to try to minimize it, not discuss it, because if you get drawn into discussing it, sure, you may disagree with a conclusion here. Sure, you may disagree with a legal premise here. But generally, if you're discussing it on a thorough report like that, you're taking damage. So it's really something I've seen quite frequently, a common public relations avoidance scheme.
Well, she's working for the taxpayer. She doesn't work for the president. She works for the taxpayer. That means you have to be honest and truthful in your answers, as she was in December when she talked about this same report. When the reporter cited the September 2020 Senate Homeland Security report as evidence, Psaki replied, "I'm not familiar with it at all." Let's listen to what she said.
So there was a report last year from the Senate Finance and Homeland Security Committees. It claimed that the wife of Moscow's former mayor paid a company associated with the president's son $3.5 million. There was no explanation for this alleged payment, and I'm wondering if you could tell us if that claim is accurate, and if so, what the $3.5 million was paid for.
Not familiar with that claim. Doesn't sound like it's backed up by a lot of evidence. If you have evidence or specifics, happy to discuss it
the
further.
Senate committee's report. So you haven't asked about this, or?
I'm not familiar with the report at all.
Okay, social media really blasting this as an incompetent response because the Senate report was based on Treasury documents like suspicious activity reports that was tracking shell companies used by Hunter Biden. So the claim that she was not familiar with the report when she talked about it in December, it just doesn't stand up.
No, I mean, I don't think it does. It's clear, and there's a double issue with the answer. First, claiming you don't know something that you had seen before, and then second, the notion of give me evidence when the reporter was asking her if she would read the evidence. And I'd point out, consistent with the high quality of the work Chairman Johnson did and Chairman Grassley did, all they said was there was this payment that looked suspicious. They didn't draw any wild or unfound conclusions. They stated what they could prove and left the rest to further fact findings. So I think they made a very responsible claim, as you pointed out, grounded in documents, and it's disappointing there wasn't more engagement with that claim by the press secretary.
Yeah, and Senator Ron Johnson is tweeting back at Jen Psaki with a link to the report, the Senate report, saying, "We hear you didn't hear about it. Here's a link to it so you could read it." So this is sort of feigning ignorance at a really weird time in the news cycle, when that story has been out there for months, that Hunter Biden got $3.5 million wired to him by the former, the wife of the former mayor of Moscow. So again, when you stand up and you claim ignorance about something that's been out there, isn't that a red flag that something else might be going on?
I think so, because it's, again, just a failure to engage with the facts, and it's a common method to avoid engaging with something that you don't want to engage with. The report has, as I said, is very thorough. Chairman Johnson's staff did a great job. It is full of footnotes to specific documents, many of them which are, completely non-controversial records. And if you don't even want to engage with that, that raises the question of why.
So, this indicates that something else may be going on with Hunter Biden, that if they're trying to shut down information about it in such an incompetent way, Sam, you got to wonder, something else is boiling beneath the surface about Hunter Biden. Your final word.
I mean, I think you're correct. This is a common avoidance strategy to shut down a story, and you have to ask questions. What is going on?
All
Why
right.
is this being done?
Got it. Sam Dewey, it's good to see you. Come back soon.